some death sticks?
What's popping, gangsters? Today I got a new stream for y'all. Tonight we about to take apart Vardos. What's going on, my G's? I didn't think this would be this difficult for me. But man, it's weird. It feels weird. What's going on, guys? Who we got? We got John Cena, Lego Fox Bricks. What's going on, guys? All throughout the stream, I want you all to say nice words about Vardos, since it is reaching its end. In fact, now that it's reaching its end, I'm glad I can finally do this. I can just start taking all these off, because these things sucked to put on here. So I'm glad I can finally take them off. Thank freaking God. Oh, man. Woo! Let's do this, guys. How's everyone doing tonight? Ryan Studios says, wow, not even completed for a full week. It wasn't about how long it was completed. It was the fact that I completed it. That was good enough for me for the most part. I am happy to move on. So what's going on, guys? How y'all doing tonight? Shout out to Xavier Soren for the $1.99 dono. He says, this is sad, but I'm excited for the next mock. Thank you. I'm excited for it as well. Base Boost says, I'm surprised you're tearing this down so quickly. Yeah. I mean, in an ideal world, I would have been able to take this to a convention, but I got another mock to make. Just smash it. Alright, I want to know in the chat, guys, Vardos, smash or pass? Let me know what you think, guys. Gundy says, can you show it first? I have an hour-long video on this channel showing off the mock, so make sure you just go check that out. Am I keeping the vehicles intact? Yes, absolutely. Throw the AT-AT at the tower. Absolutely not. I will keep my vehicles intact. Appreciate that, Blue Frequency TV. Yeah, Xavier, all the ships will remain intact. Am I taking my next mock to Brick Fiesta? Yes. Starkiller will be at Brick Fiesta. It feels so weird to say that. Feels so weird to finally be able to talk about it openly. I'm building Starkiller Base. I'm building Starkiller Base. Lego Fox Brick says, what happened to Han Speeder Incorporation? Basically the alley that it was in ended up not being big enough once I built the building behind it. So I had to take it out. I tell you what, if I get $1,000 in donations tonight, I'll push the tower over. If I get $1,000 in donations tonight, I will jump into this pile of blue studs and swim in it. First update for Starkiller Base, it's going to be in about 2 weeks. If I get done sorting this and quicker than that, I'll start Starkiller quicker. But I don't want to dive too deeply into that next mock before I get a bunch of this sorted and taken apart. Can you do it because it's my birthday? Oh, shout out to Sinister Creed. He has a birthday today. Happy birthday, man. Says, so does it mean you'll be building those turtle walkers we saw in The Force Awakens? No. I decided, no. If they're just, the way the mock's going to be built, it's not going to, there's really not going to be enough room for them, to be quite honest. What's up, Empire Brick Studios? He says, bro, I'm trying not to cry. I'm sorry, man. I'm so sorry. So, Creed, you're enjoying that that visual dictionary you got? I'm quite jealous of that. I need to pick one of those up for myself. What's up? We got Jedi Bob in the house. What's going on, man? So many blue studs. Launch yourself at the tower like you're doing a spin attack. I'm going to do a sheave spin at the tower. How about that? I got you guys. I'll do it. Low key, I almost decided to actually jump through the big door from Crate whenever we destroyed that. But I didn't want to like break the tables because basically my plan was to like start on the far end of it and run and then just like go head first through the big door. But I figured like I don't want to land on the tables and like possibly break them or something, so I decided against that. Empire Brick Studio says notice a giant sticker. Yeah, so that's actually a sticker that was given to me at was it Brick Fiesta in Dallas? Some guy there was like, they're promoting Rogue One, and he had a bunch of those, so I put one of those on there. It says, what about the Boyo Lounge? I'm going to take the Boyo Lounge apart. Need some red strobe lights to really get that Cinder vibe. That'd be pretty cool, actually. How much did the AT-AT cost in parts? I mean, I bought that so long ago, I don't even remember, to be quite honest. I designed the Corvus in LDD. I designed all my ships in LDD. Shout out to my boy Fives getting that haircut. Boyo Lounge Starkiller Edition? Absolutely. You already know it. Shoot the tower with the Death Star Super Laser Scarif style. Scarif style, baby. Says there was no real rain, so it wasn't accurate to the game. I know, man. 0 out of 10. Try again. Can we see the Boyo Lounge one last time? Maybe I'll do that once I mean, I'm not going to disassemble the whole thing tonight, so I can probably show it off. I don't think I'm going to get to taking that part of this mock apart tonight, so if you really want to see it, I'll show it to you guys. I remember when I thought I had a lot of blue studs, and then I had to fill up this small area right here, and I ran out pretty quickly. What parts of the build am I keeping? I want to keep all the vehicles, and Probably that statue of Admiral Versio. I think that's it. Will I do a review of the gold ATST? Yes. I know I've been saying I was gonna do that for the longest time, but I think I'm gonna probably put that out this week. That's my goal, to hold me to it. And no, the tower does not have a roof. That's why I was so concerned about dropping things in it while building it, because it just goes straight down all the way to the bottom. Am I planning on having Ren impaling Han on the bridge, or we just have them staring intensely? We'll see. I would like to have him impaling him, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see what works best for the mock. It says keep the big tower too. I'm gonna need those parts. I will need those parts. Shout out to Cosmic44. He says, thanks for letting me be a part of the mock. It was my pleasure, man. What's going to happen to the Jedi Bob poster? That's a great question. I don't know. Vardos scare for crate. Which did you like most with the experience plus final product? I probably got to go with Vardos for experience and product. For one, I never really felt rushed, maybe up until the very end when I knew, like, I need to get this video out. But by that point, I was, you know, so close to being done with the mock. It wasn't really that bad. But as for the final product, I don't know, like, I really just love the way this thing came out. And it's unlike anything else I have or probably ever will build. So, I don't know. Do you think that the brand new hole in the oscillator that, do you think you'll build, I'm just using build that brand new hole in the oscillator or have it intact or both? I think it'll probably mostly be intact. I would like to have it intact. Because, I mean, because if I had to choose between, like, the Poe, like, flying in there scene and the Kylo and Han scene, I'd default the Kylo and Han scene. So unless there's an easy way to, like, you know, have an entire chunk be removable, I'd default to just having it not having the hole in there. What's up, Kevin Reddle? Zach T says you're going to have an unlimited supply of gray and dark gray parts. You know, I thought that was going to be the case for this mock, and it was not the case, so hopefully it's a little bit better for Starkiller. Will the X-Wings be full scale? Yes, they will. Jeremy, I've already announced my next mock. It's going to be Starkiller Base. Jay, make a museum out of all of your mocks. That's my long-term goal. I would love to have a big room with, like, tons of planets of Star Wars mocks. Did I notice the Starkiller oscillator is hexagon-shaped, just like the exhaust port on the Death Star? Yeah, the First Order likes hexagons. The Empire likes hexagons a lot, too. I think the First Order likes them a little bit more, though. There are many things involved in the First Order that are hexagon-shaped. Like their cargo cracer hexagons, their, the, like, hangar, like, the outside door shape of their hangar is a hexagon. Am I using Jarek's TIE Fighter design for Starkiller? Yes. I already have 2 of them. I'll probably have to build, like, 4 more. So this mock is going to be just a large collection of minifigs and of ships and of white tiles. Jay is only making original and sequel era mocks because he loves that custom tie too much. That's a big influencing factor of it. I'll tell you that. Lego Fox Brick says, imagine making LED instructions for a mock like Vardos. Oh, I don't even want to think about that. Oh my god. That would be, I mean, I feel like I could do it if I really wanted to, but I would never do that because I don't hate myself. No problem screaming sequel. I actually planned that. Am I gonna make the Rey versus Kylo Ren scene on Starkiller? Yes. I don't know if you've seen the video I did, but basically my goal is to incorporate every single scene from Starkiller Base. The only scene I probably won't be able to do is the Falcon, like have it parked anywhere, just because it's so big. Like I'm already gonna probably be pressed for space with the tables that I have. So the Falcon, I don't think it's a key enough scene to try to incorporate. Scum and Villainy book. There's a unique book, Galactic Crime and Clone Wars and Galactic Civil War. Oh, okay, huh. I'll check it out. Small Falcon. I mean, the only thing with that is, like, that would literally be the only thing in the mock that's, like, not minifig scale or close to minifig scale. So, I don't know. I think it would look weird. Especially with all the other ships being minifig scale, you know, like the X-Wings and TIE Fighters. Yeah, so Stormy, how'd you feel about me doing Starkiller Base? I know I mentioned to you that I was pretty sure that you would appreciate it. I'd love to know what you think about it. I hope whenever the Starkiller streams, I can be on a few of them. Yeah, absolutely, dude. You're right, Bob. It is always a pleasure to have you on, man. Gonna be a big white ball. No, it'll be a big gray ball. Just build a separate one baseplate micro, build a Crash Falcon display next to the mock. That would actually be kind of cool. I don't know. We'll see. I'll see if I can get to that. You should do what Solid Bricks did with the Falcon on his crate mock. Yeah, but that's different because, like, that's kind of, it was really its own contained little scene. It wouldn't, with this mock, you know, all the outside, it's all kind of gonna flow together. It just, I don't know if that would really work the way that he was able to do it. Is Starkiller Base going to any conventions? Yes, it'll be at Brick Fiesta. Have ever thought of doing a micro-scale space battle mock? I mean, it's a cool idea. I can't say I've personally thought of doing it. Yeah. 2 Imperial mocks and are about to start your second sequel mock. Where are of the... Huh? That Kylo temper tantrum scene with flickering lights. Oh, yes. I've already been thinking about how I want to do that. Absolutely. That's the thing I like about Starkiller. Like, there's going to be so much Easter egg potential. End goal to get Starkiller completed, I'm thinking November, December. Basically just want to have that lead us in to episode 9, and then... Surprise, surprise, not really a surprise. My next mock will be from episode 9. So, there's your reveal of the night, guys. Will there be any ground battle in your mock? I mean, the closest thing we get to a ground battle on Starkiller is that deleted scene with the First Order snowspeeders. So, I mean, it'd be cool to implement that. If we have room, I'd like to. It depends. We'll see. Are you going to have a base defense walker? Are those little, like, patrol droids? If so, yes. One day Jay will remake Padme's apartment. Oh my god. Padme's apartment. So is it going to be mostly a thermal oscillator area? No, it'll mostly be the big Huck speech area. That'll be like half the mock. 2 guns. Oh, okay. No. We're not gonna have those. Bait for tuna. You know, there's the obligatory bait for tuna cameo. And yes, the thermal oscillator is where Han died. Shout out to She for the $1.99 donation. Andrew says, can you rank the mocks you've done? You mean like the big ones, like Scare, Freight, Vardos, or just like everything, like the vehicles included? What's up, Lego Soldier 82? How's the new Vardos building coming along? It's not going anywhere. Well, it is going. It's going away. All mocks. Oh, I can't answer that. That's a lot of mocks. Says, but do you plan to do a boil lounge with a different theme? Yes, there would definitely be some sort of fan appreciation room. Says you could have Cax and Tora. I'm assuming Kaz and Tora hiding behind some crates at Hux's speech. That is if we get a Tora minifigure. Dude, if we get a Tora minifigure, I will put her in every single mock ever. Yeah, I noticed that when I like put it there, I was like, oh, it kind of looks like a statue. That's cool. I'm glad you liked it though. Rank the big mocks. So I don't know. Like, I mean, I just finished Vardos. I'm pretty high on it right now, so maybe I put Vardos at number 1, Crate at number 2, then Scarif number 3. I thought you were gonna build something from Resistance or Taco Donna. Taco Donna, I'd love to do someday, and of course, I'd love to do the Colossus. Do I think Major Von Reg was short-lived? No, not really. I mean, I feel like I don't know where this expectation of like, oh, like side or like minor villain characters have to live long came from. But like, that's never been the case in Star Wars. Like, Boba Fett wasn't really around for that long. He's the closest thing we get, you know, to a main side villain character. Jabba wasn't around that long. Yeah, no, I mean, I thought it was fine. He wasn't that important. I thought it was a cool little, like, you know, victory for Kaz to have at the end of the season. Appreciate that, Stormy. Micro scale, but even then, it'll be big. Yeah, dude. Oh, man. Dude, I would love to do a Colossus, like a table this, like a mock this size, with just the Colossus. Phil, the Starkiller gun. I can't think of the proper name for it. With Rich Boy Gummies. Bro, that kind of power, that's too much power. Do I watch non-LEGO related YouTube? If so, what do you watch? I watch, most of the non-LEGO related YouTube stuff I watch is Star Wars related. So like, I don't know. I like Hello Greedo. He's cool. Red Letter Media always has wonderful Star Wars content. Surprise, surprise. I watch Jedi Council every week. Collider Jedi Council. I like it. Need some Rich Boy toothpaste. I got you guys. It's in production. Alright, see you, Will. Take care, man. Thanks for coming through. Do I watch Star Wars Theory? Not really, no. J.K. Rowling says, Darth Jar Jar is confirmed for episode 9. That's what I've been waiting for. Hey, shout out to Mewbit with the $4.99 donation. Thank you. I sincerely appreciate it. Am I going to Brick Fair, Virginia? Yes. Yes, I am. We need J-Pods. What would Rich Boy J-Pods be? It would be like 2 First Order Stormtroopers hanging from your ears. Star Wars Theory made bank on his birthday stream. That's a wonderful idea. Maybe I'll do a birthday stream. Mixtape for the galaxy. So I have a question for the chat. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Is anyone here super disappointed that I'm not doing a Clone Wars / prequel mock next? I knew it was something that a lot of you wanted, but I mean, I keep telling people this. The minifigures are the biggest obstacle. Like with Starkiller, I have so many first order figures. It's pretty straightforward, you know, like I don't have to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on figures. But with like Clone Wars, like the clones are expensive. Like there really aren't any cheap clones. So I mean, until they make those a little bit more easier to get a hold of, it's not, you know, easy to do. Like I know Matt is like really having to plan hard how he's gonna assemble like a decent army for his clones. Ugh. Says slightly, you know, I like Kamino, but Starkiller surprise. Yeah, Kamino. I think if there was one like Clone Wars mock I could do, but that like I think Kamino would probably be the most realistic one at this point, just because we have the battle pack with the P1 clones out right now, so that one would be easier to do. Says they made up 2 episode 2 clone battle packs though. I mean, only one of those are really like useful. I'd say the most recent one is the most useful episode 2 clone battle pack. Also, shout out to Xavier Sorrent for the $5 donation. Thank you so much, man. But yeah, I feel like, yeah. So like I said, like Kamino would certainly be possible. Like that's really the one. But then like there's no Kaminoan figures out there. Like there's just like really big gaps that I'd have to try to like account for when doing a lot of those prequel mocks, you know. That's not to say it won't ever happen. I'm just saying like that really goes into my decision calculus. I also felt like Starkiller Base was a good compromise between many different types of mocks, right? Because you get like the TIE fighter and X-Wing battle, you get the big assembly area where there'll just be, you know, tons and tons of first order troopers. You also get the like big base area. So yeah, you know. It says Star Wars is probably the coolest looking visually appealing facility. It does look really nice. I'll agree with you there. I'm excited to tackle it in Lego for sure. Solid Astro says he bought 57 first order specialist battle packs for $150 at Walmart. Holy crap. I can't believe, did you buy them all at one Walmart? One Walmart had that many of those battle packs? That is insane. Yeah, Battlefront 2 Kamino mock would probably be more realistic. But yeah, the fact that there's no Kaminoan figure kind of hurts the possibility of doing a Kamino. I think maybe if I did do a Kamino, I'd probably want to do Battlefront. Like, I like both. I think both would be good mocks, but I don't know. Battlefront seems like it'd be a little bit more fun. They put them on sale. I got 7 Moloch Speeder for $10. Wow. Just realized my girlfriend donated. Oh, is your girlfriend Mew something? Maybe if you made a big Kamino mock, Lego would make a Kamino set of Kaminoans. I don't think that works that way, but that'd certainly be cool. I got a message online. All right. Mubit. Yeah, that's okay. Cool. Awesome. Tell her I said thank you. Tell her I said she has the best boyfriend in the world. Yeah, dude, I want that Tainted Force set to come out so bad. Jedi Bob says he wanted a Mustafar mock. Mustafar mock will definitely happen at some point. Would you like if there's an episode in Resistance where Snoke's rise to power is revealed? Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, I feel like they're kind of past that point in time, but I don't know if they like could go back and maybe explore a little bit more. I think that'd be an appropriate place for that. Jeremy, yes, I do have the instructions for sale for my Corvus. Go look at the video I did on it, and there's more details on how you can get those instructions if you're interested in that. Guys, I'm telling you, if that UCS Star Destroyer happens, I want to buy like 3 of them. I kid you not. Am I ever going to consider making a Membon mock from Solo? Probably not. No problem, JC. Thank you for earning your way into the Boyle Lounge. You certainly helped make this mock a possibility. A UCS TIE microfighter. Bro, that would be legit. I think before I saw Solo, Corellia probably would have been the mock that I would have wanted to do from it. The problem is, for one, it's so dark, it's hard to see anything that happens there. And 2, you don't really see a ton of it. I think maybe if we revisit Corellia, it'd be cooler. It'd be a cool location to build in LEGO. Have I seen the alternate bricks video on the Solo tie? No, I have not. Bro, UCS Borg Gullet is what I need. Borg Gullet! Borg Gullet! I remember just being in the theater so confused whenever he first said that. Like, it just came out of nowhere. He's like, Borg Gullet! It's like, did he just have a stroke? What the heck happened? Like, what is happening to Saw Gerrera right now? Heard that there's a LEGO 501st Battle Pack coming out. That's what some LEGO store employees told you. I want to say, don't believe everything you hear. Someone was probably screwing with you. Someone was yanking your chain. But anyways, can we talk about how Saw Gerrera was having a a stroke in Rogue One? Boogling it! It's like, does he have Tourette's or something? I was like, what is happening? Boogling it! Someone needs to like incorporate that into the drop of a song. Like it'll go. And that'll be my favorite song. Would I ever make a Jedi Temple mock? Because LEGO probably won't make one. I will reserve that for Chris Productions. Hopefully he will get his done. I'd probably make for a killer sample. Bro, make that Borg Gullet song. Says the Borg Gullet didn't even influence the plot in the end. Scene was kind of useless. I mean, it wasn't the point of it that it like confused Bodhi. Like that's why he was so out of it. Says, do I have a Dell XPS 15? That is exactly what I have. Borg Gullet, hottest song of 2019. Let's make it happen, guys. Borg Gullet cereal. Would it be like little tiny Borg Gullets, or would it be like big giant Borg Gullets, and there would just be like a big Borg Gullet in your bowl, or little tiny Borg Gullets? Do you think Borgullet made it off of Jeddah before the temple collapsed? Oh no! I totally forgot about that. That's why Saw decided he didn't want to leave. It wasn't because it was done with the battle. It's because he didn't want to leave Borgullet. I have the 500 gigabyte one. That just made me so sad. No one rescued Borgullet. You know what would be really funny? Here's what they do. They do a remastered version of Rogue One, and then like as all the like rebels in Saw's hangout are like running out, in the background you see two guys like carrying Borgullet into like an X-wing, and then they fly away. So 16 gig RAM and 960M. I think. No, I don't have a 960M. Mine is from mine's not last year, it's the year before last year. So I have the 9560. I don't think that was the 960M. Tiny marshmallow Borgullets with Saw Gerrera being the boring plain cereal. That would be lovely. So here's a question for the chat. Do you think that episode 9 will restore our streak of having tentacle monsters in Disney Star Wars films? Because, I mean, you know, in Rogue One, I'm sorry, in The Force Awakens, we had the Rathtars. Rogue One, we had Borgullet. Last Jedi ended the streak, but Solo brought it back with the monster in the maw, the monster near the maw. I don't remember what the type of thing is called. The thing that grabs onto the Falcon. So do you think we'll be a solid 5 out of 6? Well, I'm solid 4 out of 5 for tentacle monsters. And at the end of the film, Rey's gonna mutate, and it'll be revealed that she is actually a giant tentacle monster. What's up, the Lego Knight? A Porg will have a tentacle monster crawl out of its mouth. Dude, the chat is moving so fast. Oh my god. Porgs are flurkins. Yo, that would be the dopest reveal ever. A UCS that spells Chesco Sebulba in bricks. I want a UCS of, like, you guys remember in Lego Star Wars, the first one, there's, like, the bonus level episode 4, and on the Rebel Blockade Runner, there's a room where you have to spell Lego with those, like, little assemblies. We need a UCS set of those. Someone will know what I'm talking about. Star Wars Episode 9, Endgame. Star Wars Episode 9, Revenge of the Jedi. I just realized how weird it is that we still do not have a title for Episode 9. Like, it's pretty obvious it's coming at Star Wars Celebration, but it's still weird to think we're so close to the film, yet we have no title. Did it really have 150,000 studs? Holy crap. Star Wars Episode 9, Borgullet Returns. Revenge of Borgullet. I love Stormy. Star Wars Episode 9, people stop spelling J as Gia. Yes, please. I still don't understand how that happens so often. Rich Boy Ja. Rich Boy Shay, as in Shay Fizzla. SJW, episode 9. The strong female lead saves everyone on her own. Jada. What was the noise in the background? I don't know. Maybe it was the FBI. How many pieces of the Corvus? It's like 6,500. 6,500. I'm hyped for the Star Wars show episode. They'll come after the 9 trailer and show us detailed picture of the ships. That's a good point. I just realized something. It wasn't Palpatine that was clouding the Force and diminishing the Jedi's use of the Force. It was actually Borg Gullet who was doing that. Do I ever get tired of building and taking apart Legos? Nope. Episode 9 trailer will probably come out during a Star Wars Celebration in a couple weeks. Borg Gullet was actually the Emperor and orchestrated the Clone Wars. That's probably true. Guys, I think we're really discovering some secrets about Star Wars tonight. It's really going, bro. Yes, bro. Yes, bro. I know you're not going to act like I didn't witness you push your mock off a table at Brick Fair, Virginia last year, Noah. Jay, rank your favorite Star Wars films. Ooh, this is always fun. All right, guys. Y'all ready to start some arguments? Who's ready to start some arguments? All right. Let's rank Star Wars. All right, let's start from the best, and we'll go to the garbage. Best Star Wars film out there, Episode 4. Easy. No debate. Well, there's a little bit of a debate, but it's Episode 4. That's the correct answer. Episode 4, then Episode 5, then Episode 8, and Episode 7, then Episode 6, Rogue One, Solo, and Episodes 3 through 1 are just kind of grouped together at the bottom. No, Episode 4 is the best Star Wars movie. Episode 4 is everything. Like, all the classic Star Wars stuff, well, most of the classic Star Wars stuff comes from Episode 4. Infiltrating the enemy base by disguising yourselves as them comes from Episode 4. Why is 3 so low? I mean, it's with the rest of the prequels. Solo's better than the prequels? Yes. Kessel says he would have switched around Solo and Rogue One. Empire Break Studio says, why is 4 better? I always thought the Battle of Hoth from episode 5 was awesome. The Battle of Hoth is awesome, but episode 4 is just lovely. Episode 4 is just, I mean, it's just I mean, episodes 4 and 5 are both amazing. Like, episodes 4 and 5 are both, like, just peak Star Wars. But for me, episode 4, it's just wonderful. Have you heard the story of episode 3? It's not a film the Texans would show you. I wish Texans didn't show me that film. I'd feel a lot better about Star Wars. Did I ever try to make mocks on Minecraft? I actually never even played Minecraft. Exactly how many times in Star Wars media has someone stolen Stormtrooper armor as a disguise? That's a great question. What would Texas Star Wars be like? That's a wonderful question. I don't know. It'd be like Red Dead Redemption. Episode 3 is the best meme film. What does that even mean? Does that just mean it's the easiest to laugh at? It has the most cringy moments? If your movie gets memed, that means it's not good. Exactly. Well, I don't understand why people use that as a positive for the prequels. Like, that's not a good thing. Says, yee Star Wars, where the sweet tea at? Nah, Garrett, dude, the Battle of Kashyyyk is the best battle in Star Wars because it had turbo tanks. How would you rank the animated shows? That's a good question. So we're gonna say the Clone Wars, Resistance, and Rebels. Am I missing anything important? I haven't watched Forces of Destiny. Turbo tanks heat. Rate the first seasons. Honestly, I mean, I haven't watched Rebels in so long, especially the first season, so I'd really have to think deeply about it. That wasn't me ranking them, by the way. I was just asking if those are the ones that I'm going to be ranking. I think I'm taking... I mean, for first seasons, I'd probably put Resistance at the very top. So I'd say, like, for first seasons purely, I'd say Resistance. Maybe Clone Wars over Rebels. Maybe, like, I don't know. I'd have to, like, go look up the episodes. I don't remember liking the Clone Wars first season, though. Like, the first episode is pretty good with Yoda, but, like, there's a lot of goofy stuff in that first season. Plus, she calls him Sky Guy. Like, ugh. Tartakovsky Clone Wars. Yeah, Tartakovsky Clone Wars is pretty good. I mean, it's good for what it is. Like, it's not something that I would want to be canon, but it's an enjoyable show. You know, it's good, mind-numbing Star Wars-y stuff. I don't know. That Sice Noodles arc in Clone Wars, like, that really takes it down a lot of pegs. Say what you want about Rebels, say what you want about Resistance. There is nothing in either of those shows nearly as bad as the Sice Noodles arc from Clone Wars. Galactic Bricks, you should absolutely do Out of Gunga. Ugh. Yeah, Tartakovsky Grievous was amazing. That's, like, the best Grievous that we get. And I definitely agree, Creed. The fact that the Clone Wars episodes are not chronological is just so irritating. The Star Wars Holiday Special is a gift from God himself. God clearly hates us all then. Says Jay, Clone Wars is good. Let's agree, not carry on. I mean, I agree that it's generally good, but let's not act like it's perfect. There's a lot of garbage in the Clone Wars. They come in arcs. They weren't supposed to be chronological unless it was an arc. I mean, that's problematic for storytelling, though, especially for a cartoon. Especially when you get in the later seasons and then, like, characters that, like, already died start popping up. Like, it's not made obvious. That's the problem. Like, it's confusing for a viewer, especially for something that's supposed to be a kid's show. Like, what other kid's show does that? Every other kid's show, like, the chronology doesn't matter. Or, like, it just stays in order. Clone Wars has less garbage in it than most of Star Wars media. Literally peaked at what? I don't even know how to interpret that comment. I said, don't get me wrong. Like, I generally like the Clone Wars. I'm just saying, let's not act like it's perfect. Will Starkiller Base be at Brick Fiesta? Yes, it will be. It will be. Sell you Vardos? How much are you willing to pay for Vardos? Jeez. Do I have blisters on my fingers from handling bricks so frequently? So here's my honest opinion. Anyone who, like, blisters their hands from building or taking, like, stuff apart is doing it wrong. Because I've spent hours upon hours upon hours of building, taking pieces apart, and I've never once blistered my fingers from Lego. So if that is happening to you, you're doing something wrong. Stormy Starkiller is going to be at Brick Fiesta. I'll probably take my Corvus to Brick World, Chicago. Brick Fair, Virginia, I'll probably take nothing. It'd make my day if you walk over and just hit one of the buildings as hard as you can. That'd probably hurt my hand a lot. Did I ever rank the TC shows? The what shows? And no, it's not going to be done. It's not going to be finished. I'll just take whatever I have. Oh, I'm assuming the TV shows. I don't know why it took me so long to figure that out. So I'm probably going to take... I want to include Resistance, because I don't know where Resistance is going. So I'm just going to leave that to the side. But for the other shows... I'll take... I'm like Rebels more than Clone Wars right now. I'll probably take Rebels over Clone Wars, then Clone Wars, then the original Clone Wars. You give you $1 million. Someone super chats $1 million. You better finish it by July. I mean, are you actually gonna come? Garrett says Clone Wars over Rebels. I think you need to rewatch Rebels. There was some really good stuff in Rebels, bro. How was that like a surprise? Rebels didn't have a Sice Noodles arc. Like, come on, guys. What's your favorite desert, forest, and urban planet? Desert, how do you not go with Tatooine? Forest, I might go with Takodana, honestly. Urban planet, Coruscant. Rebels just makes me angry thinking about it. Trust me, I am just as angry about the ending to Rebels as you are. But you can't ignore the good stuff. Like, there was some good stuff. There was a lot of good stuff in Rebels, in my opinion. The ending I thought was just awful. But I mean, I'm not saying it's like much better, but I'm saying it for me it barely edges it out right now. I just feel like Rebels seems just more true to Star Wars to me. Like, it just, I don't know, it just feels more in spirit with the original trilogy, which I guess in turn makes it feel more like Star Wars to me. But the ending of Rebels I thought was god awful. Like, I just hate that. That's the thing. Like, I prefer the Rebels animation to the Clone Wars animation. Rebels animation style seemed more realistic to me. Like, it was still pretty stylized, but it wasn't as stylized as Clone Wars was. Character development for everyone except Hera and Kanan was horrible. I feel like that's a bit of a stretch. I think Ezra had some pretty good character moments. That's the problem with the Clone Wars. The fact that it's a linear story, I feel, lends itself better to telling something like a character story. Do I like needle sabers? What do you mean by that? Ninja Brick says, how do you feel when you take apart something you spent so much time on? I mean, for me, I'm more so just like, I just want to get this over with so I can start my next project. Says, yeah, I disagree. Clone Wars animation was way better. I don't know. I prefer the Rebels animation. I agree. I think Clone Wars looked ugly. I don't really just like things that are animated like the Clone Wars. I don't know. I don't love it. I agree. They're both kind of ugly. I think Rebels is less ugly. The giraffe neck. I guess you mean neck Star Destroyer's frowning face Stormy is awful. Rebels made everything look awkward. I mean, like I said, like, Clone Wars, they both are stylized and they're not ideal, but I liked Rebels a little bit more. And yes, Creed, exactly. Like, the human faces, I don't know. I think the way the people looked in Rebels, I thought was just a lot better than they did in the Clone Wars. Favorite capital ship? Imperial Star Destroyer. Keep it simple, baby. What I really have to think about is, what do I hate more? The frowny face stormtroopers from, like, the frowny face Lego stormtroopers from Rebels, or the P1 clones from Clone Wars. I may have to go with the frowny face Rebels stormtrooper. The frowny face stormtroopers from Rebels. What about the look of Resistance? I'll pick Clone Wars any day over that. I mean, Resistance, I think, looks way better than Clone Wars. Like, there are some shots in Resistance where I will pause it and I'm just like, wow, like, this looks beautiful. I think Resistance, like, in terms of the art style, is way better than Rebels or Clone Wars. Should I spit some facts from my visual dictionary? Yeah, tell us interesting things from it, things I wouldn't know. Starkiller Base looked amazing. Yeah, it did. Like, most things in Resistance look amazing. You know, Stormies aren't happy when they can't hit something. That's why they're frowning. That'd be funny if, like, a Stormtrooper's frown can grow with their displeasure. What about the shot from Mandalore where Obi-Wan looks over the fighting? I mean, I don't get me wrong. Like, there are good looking shots from Clone Wars. I'm just saying, like, I think Resistance, is more consistently good looking. Give me an episode 1 to 6. I'll go with episode 1. I think, like, the later Clone Wars seasons, the animation is decent to pretty good. But, like, the earlier seasons, the animation, ugh. There's some rough-looking stuff in those early Clone Wars seasons. Resistance is beautiful, though. Oh my god. Size Noodles is beautiful. Hey man, love comes in all shapes and sizes. Says, reason the Clone Wars got so good is because they were about to get canceled, so they began pushing tops in action that happened. Some things became very deep, others slightly more inappropriate. Says, animated Clone Wars is the best of all of them in terms of animation. I might still take Resistance over that, but, like, the 2D Clone Wars, that was some good stuff. I mean, that just style in general just lends itself very well. There's still a bunch of stuff that's in there that's stylized, but I don't know. I'm taking Resistance. Resistance, they use 3D models. I mean, I guess they use 3D models in the original Clone Wars too, but I mean, there's just more detail in Resistance. Says, as seen in the scene with Mace Windu in The Phantom Menace, the Jedi Council uses view screens to test apprentices. These devices are built to be used exclusively using mind powers. Interesting. Crisp 2D is always going to be better than budget 3D animation. I mean, I just feel like there's a scenario where that cartoon style looks better though. Like there's other cartoon. I mean, maybe it's just like I think maybe if that crisp 2D was done now, you know, with technology the way it is, like it probably would look better. I think just the standard for 2D cartoons now is much higher than it was, 20 years ago. So I think maybe if it were done now, I'd probably put it above Resistance. But just if we're just looking at that original Clone Wars compared to Resistance, I'm still taking the original. I'm still taking Resistance. Scream and Sequel, go ahead and explain your problem with Rebels. Rank every single character from Lego Star Wars from least to best. I feel like it would just have to devolve to which character do I like more? Because I mean, there's not that many different types of characters, right? Like you have your standard blaster character, your standard Jedi character, the bounty hunter. Like it just, I don't know, that would be silly. Jay, if you could live on any planet in the Star Wars universe, which one would it be and why? Not including any weird factors like austere conditions. Cloud City looks dope. Coruscant as well. I'd have to be like a very wealthy person living in Coruscant. I couldn't, just be a common person or like especially not a poor person. Yariel Poof. He has a second set of arms under his robes? No way. Says, okay, let's start with the worst character, Zeb. Dude was so useless. I really do take issue with when people describe characters as useless. Like, that begs the question, what do you find their utility to be? Like, in terms of his, the group dynamic, he was certainly not useless. He was, stronger than all of them. He kind of has Chewie's role in that respect. He can lift things that a normal human maybe would not be able to lift. And one of my favorite episodes from Rebels is his interaction with, what's his name, Callus. So that alone actually made me really like his character. That was a really good episode in my opinion. Says, what is the best ship to build and why? The best ship is the one that you can build without having to buy a lot of pieces. So whatever your collection lends itself most to, go ahead and build that. Heavy action boots? What are heavy action boots? The average life expectancy on the Coruscant lower levels is 12. There's just a bunch of little kids running around down there. That would be funny if there was an arc. I mean, I guess there kind of was. Well, not really. There needs to be an arc where, Anakin goes down to the lower level of Coruscant and he gets, antagonized by a local street gang of punk kids. They steal his backpack or something. I don't know. Favorite era of Star Wars? Original trilogy era. Don't get better than that. He says, dude, El Chapo would thrive in the lower levels. I'm pretty sure there's an El Chapo on Coruscant. Least favorite Lego set? Probably the Twilight. Would I rather live in the Star Wars universe during the Clone Wars or the War of the Dark Side? What exactly is the War of the Dark Side and the Light? Yeah, Creed, just go in order. Anyway, I mean, to answer your question though, I would absolutely not want to live in the Star Wars universe during the Clone Wars. That's the worst time to be living on some average planet. Because the Separatists are probably going to try to arrive to take control of your planet. And then the Republic's going to arrive to fight them. And you'll probably end up getting killed in the crossfire. I mean, the best period to live in Star Wars is pre-Episode 1 and up until maybe I'd say pre-Episode 1. The Trade Federation is probably around, but they aren't really irritating people, though. So it's basically the same with the Empire, though. I mean, sure, but you're less likely to get caught up in a war, I feel. Sure, the Empire may show up and they may take your stuff, but you're less likely to end up on a, you know, in the middle of like a battlefield, in my opinion. An action bodysuit. Is it actually a bodysuit though? Like, does the top connect to the bottom? Please do a Viceroy accent. Now there are two of them. I'm gonna decode what you just said. What you basically just asked me to do is do a racist Asian accent. Thank you, Red Ninja. Ezra ruins almost every episode. Says Sabine needs to do something alone, and it's always Ezra and Chopper who follow her for no reason and ruin everything. That sounds like a bit of hyperbole, in my opinion. This blockade is completely legal. Kill her or something. They are no match for droidicas. What does the really deep-voiced Trade Federation guy say in episode 2? This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them. I love playing as Count Dooku in Star Wars Battlefront 2. His style is so rich and unusual. It's fun. I agree. Count Dooku has a very cool, unique style of fighting, just in Star Wars in general. The fact that he one-hands it most of the time is pretty dope. My lord, is that legal? Count Dooku promised us peace. EC Outdoor says, hi, I want to say thanks for answering my question. We need more people like you in the LEGO community. Thank you. Soldier J up in this mod. Watch me crank it. Watch me build. Watch me crank that Soldier J and I don't know. Am I getting the Lego Overwatch sets? Unfortunately not. Watch him crank that solid bricks. Who's my favorite villain in all of Star Wars canon? Palpatine / Emperor, probably my top one. And depending on how episode 9 goes, Kylo Ren is definitely up there. Kylo Ren is the most well-developed villain in all of Star Wars. Can we have some appreciation for Kylo Ren in this thing? One of my favorite things about the prequels is the fact that we essentially have two protagonists, and so far as like we're seeing the development of Kylo Ren the same way we're seeing the development of Rey. I think that's pretty cool. So shout out to Disney for deciding to I don't know, look a little bit more deeply into the villain. Traditionally in Star Wars, you know, outside of episodes 5 and 6, villains are not really explored too deeply. So the fact that from the get-go Disney has said, let's, you know, tell the story of Kylo Ren's rise and fall the same way we tell the story of Rey's, you know, rise and maybe fall is pretty cool in my opinion. Do I do reviews of other LEGO themes? Typically not. Kylo Ren is weak. He doesn't carry the same weight as Vader. He doesn't carry the same weight as Vader because he's not half robot. I'm sure Vader has like 100 pounds on him just from his robo legs. Least favorite Star Wars movie? Probably episodes 1, 2, or 3. Either of those. I'm kidding. It's either episodes 1 or 2. Vader is solid, but Kylo is unstable. Kylo is unstable. Have I seen the trailer for Battle of the Dreadnoughts by Icart's Ladder? No, I have no idea what that is. Do I think any of the main characters will die in episode 9? If so, who? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think they'll make it through. Do I play Battlefront? I played it enough to build this mock. Other than that, not really. And yeah, let's be fair, guys. Vader was a kid with anger issues, too. Do I think the assault on Hoth set gets the hate it deserves the hate it gets? No, it doesn't. It's kind of a victim of the time it was released. Like, I think objectively it's not a bad set. It just, you know, it just, the fact that I guess people had high expectations for it, and they weren't thrilled with the fact that it was really a culmination of other Hoth sets. But like, if you're a person who like has no Hoth sets or very few of them, it's like the perfect set for you to get, right? Just buy that one set, boom, you got most things from Hoth. Outside of it, like an AT-AT, you know. So I don't know. I don't think that's a bad set. Zamozel, fact, her discipline comes from the teachings of Mabari, an ancient order of warrior knights from her planet. On her outfit, she wears a cape seal, which is an ancient Mabari artifact. Interesting. Is that the little thing that goes over her face, or is that not the thing that goes over her face? Is the Boba Fett movie still coming out? I'd say no. I'd say it's probably not going to come out. Hold on. Lego Soldier 2, I can't scroll back up where I'm sitting, so resend the comment you just sent. I was reading it, but I got sidetracked.
Are you offering me a job?
Did you guys ever play the Bounty Hunter game on PS2? I never played it on PS2, but I had it on my PS4, and I tried playing it, and it was so difficult. Holy crap. I couldn't beat it. I had to stop playing. It was too difficult. What do you think about the Mandalorian TV show coming out next year? I'm looking forward to it. New Star Wars content, unique locations, unique story. I'm down with it. Yeah, Boba Fett movie was a goofy idea. Best scene in Rebels was Obi-Wan versus Maul. I disagree with that. I honestly, and my favorite scene for Rebels is actually not too far off from that. My favorite scene is when Obi-Wan is looking at Luke running. I don't know what he's running from, but he's running like across the Lars homestead. That was actually my favorite scene from Rebels. Either that or his or Vader's confrontation with Ahsoka. Both very good scenes, in my opinion. Maul and Obi-Wan was good, but I don't know if I'm taking that as number one overall. I deserve more subs. Thank you, Talco. What's up, Jack the Rebel? Favorite species in Star Wars? Twi'leks are up there. Togrutas are up there. I don't know. Thick Daddy. What's up, bro? Have I watched the Clone Wars show? Absolutely. We were just talking about that earlier. Says, I agree with your statement partially. I like that both Rey and Kylo both being developed as main characters, but in no way do I feel Kylo's superior villain to Vader. Maybe if we see... Yeah, like I said, I mean, it still remains to be seen, but like just the way that they've developed him so far, like... You can't disagree that Kylo is gotten far more development than Vader has. Like, Vader's always going to be classic. It's going to take for a lot for a person to say, oh, Kylo is better, just because Vader is Vader, right? Like, he is the quintessential Star Wars villain. But, like, I don't know, they're just doing more work with Kylo, and I appreciate that. They'll be using unused footage of Leia from The Last Jedi and Force Awakens, also the new one she did before passing away. Yeah, that's what they're going to be doing. Final Attack of the Clones. Fact, conduit worms incest millions of miles of electrical wiring on Coruscant. Without a head, tail, or body core, they spread throughout a power system, growing body components when needed. Wow. All right, then. Appreciate that, Jack the Rebel.
Are you offering me a job?
What set did your cousin give you 4 years ago? Give Jay plat button. Oh, what? YouTube play button is what I'm guessing you would say. That'll be a good day. What do you think was the most tragic death in Star Wars? That's a good question. I mean, Hans is up there. I mean, I don't know how I can say anything but Hans. You offering me a job? I don't know. Zet Jukasa had a pretty tragic death too, so that's the other one I'll put up there. It says, did you purposely make that one tower like a brickhead? No, I don't even know what you're talking about, to be honest. What's up, DP Studios? Krennic's death was very sad. He just got bullied. Zet went out like, bro, Zet went out like a baller. He went out swinging, bro. Come on, don't you? If I was in reach of my computer right now, I would totally mute you for saying something like that. We stan Orson Krennic. Yes, we do. And like Vader choked him out for no reason. Like, what the heck? Man, Krennic did not deserve that. I think Krennic should have taken up a complaint with HR after Vader choked him for no reason. In which Star Wars planet would you live? Someone asked me that earlier. I honestly don't remember what my answer was. Was it Coruscant, maybe? Cloud City? I can't believe they have an entire page dedicated to bugs and slugs and weird tiny creatures. Garrett says Vader is insecure because he has no real limbs while Krennic had 4 perfectly functional limbs. He should have killed him and taken his limbs. He gave you the UCS Super Star Destroyer? Holy crap, dude, that's awesome. Says Krennic is like Syndrome from The Incredibles. Did I make a Cloud City mock? Nope. I know exactly what you're talking about, Stormy. It was the weird would you rather questions. You're doing a reverse time lapse of this, right? No. Says, what Disney CMS am I looking forward to the most? Chip and Dale are up there for me. The Scrooge and the Three Nephews as well. I don't know, I'll get the whole series. I like them a lot. Pretty cool. Are there any new factions you would like to see? I mean, I don't know, like, I would like to see new factions in general, if that's what you mean, you know. I'd like to see a world where there's, you know, various Jedi, like various groups with different interpretations of what it means to be a Jedi. I think that'd be kind of cool. Says, I think it's possible LEGO will make a Battle on Scarif Master Builder series set, or like a big I could see them doing that, actually. I could see that. Making any custom ships for Starkiller Base? No, I'm actually not. And I am so happy about that. I have been to Legoland. How does it feel to be taken apart, Vardos? It feels good because I know this is just enabling me to start my next mock. So that's the end goal here. Says, I think Arsenal says, which Star Wars character do you think missed out on their potential? I think Grievous would be one. Grievous is definitely one. Darth Maul. Darth Maul might be the biggest one, to be quite honest. I'll go with Darth Maul. Darth Maul is the top one. Him and Grievous. The prequels just did an awful job at developing villains. Like, Palpatine's good to go, but, you know, he's like the main, like, behind-the-scenes villain. He's not... You still need a front-runner, and there was no good front-runner villain for the prequels, unfortunately. Why didn't the Rebellion reactivate the CIS army? Was that... I don't think that was up to them. Once the Separatists were all killed off, Anakin just had them all deactivated. Could you imagine that? I mean, the reason they didn't reactivate them is because the original trilogy came out before the prequels. But if you're looking for an in-canon reason, I mean, it wasn't up to them. Plus, droids suck. I think if they had the option, they would have said no, because droids suck. Droids are like the worst, like, henchmen in Star Wars ever. Is it going to be a cartoon, Zandy, or is it a live action? JC says droids are for comic relief only. Basically. What's my favorite droid in all of Star Wars? I love BB units. I love BB units. It's such a cool idea for a droid. Like, R2 is obviously up there, but in terms of, like, utility, BB units are so dope. And the fact that they made an actual physical prop, I love that. Says, how do the logistics work for... So, I mean, I haven't really looked extensively into that. That's really going to come along with, like, the build process. But, I mean, it's really just a matter of build the mock to a point where you can pack it into somewhere and drive it down. Most from what we've experienced, like, the mocks can handle the drive pretty decently. That's really not the worst part of it. But the worst part is just building it in such a way that makes that process easier to do. Says, I would love to build a first order snowspeeder that you could use for Starkiller. I actually am in need of a smaller first order snowspeeder. I don't know if I'll design one myself or use someone else's design. So, I mean, if you want to take a crack at it, why not? I can check it out. On a scale of 1 to 10, how sad are you that Clone Wars is getting taken off of Netflix in 1 month? I mean, I've watched the series a few times, so I wouldn't say I'm sad about it, because I know I'm going to get Disney Plus. It's annoying, but, I mean, I'm not bummed out or anything. I know there are plenty of ways to watch the Clone Wars if you just really want to do that. I definitely want to have, like, a first order snowspeeder parked outside of the big oscillator the one that I guess Rey and Finn take to the oscillator. So many tiles. I made it a point to take these tiles apart first because these things are the fingernail killers. Did I end up seeing Colin Furs build a full-scale Kylo Ren TIE Fighter? Who is Colin Furs? I knew Mirko built one, but I didn't. That's the only one I've seen. It's pretty cool. It would take a lot for me to build a mock like UCS set like that though. Like if I'm going to build a mock of anything, it's going to be something minifig scale or pretty close to it. Obviously, like my Corvus is an exception, and you know Star Destroyers and stuff like that. But like if I like I don't know, I don't see a need for a big Kylo Ren TIE Fighter in my collection. Also built a life-sized. Oh, you're not talking about the Lego model. You're talking about like the huge one. Okay, yeah, I actually did see that video. He did a like video with the guy who builds all the like realistic droids. I forget his name, but it's actually a pretty awesome YouTube channel. Am I a football fan? Yes, Houston Texans all day. What's your opinion of George Lucas selling Star Wars to Disney? Thank God. Thank God. If George Lucas didn't sell Star Wars to Disney, we would have gotten like our big Star Wars content would have been Star Wars detours. Like, ugh. No, thank God. Favorite space station? I don't really consider Starkiller Base to be a space station, but I mean it has to be the Death Star. Like the Death Star is everything. Death Star is quintessential Star Wars space station. Like it gets no. My favorite like sequence in all of Star Wars is in Episode 4 where the crew is running around on the Death Star. Garrett says, "I forgot to rank Star Wars Detours above Rebels and Clone Wars. My bad." Yo, we all have to agree that Star Wars Detours has the best animation out of any of the cartoons. Says, can I use Poe's torso from the blue X-wing and put it on Rey to simulate Rey wearing Finn's jacket? That's actually a good idea. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. That's the best. It's probably the best way to do that when they're on that snow speeder. Says, which parts of Starkiller will be perfect minifig scale versus smaller scale? I mean, the base will be smaller scale, obviously. The assemble area, I mean, it's not going to be smaller scale. Like, the scale will be the same. It's just, we're not going to build all of the assembly area, if that makes sense. So, like, if you imagine, like, if we built all of it, it would kind of go past the edges of the mock. But for what it will be, like, it'll be all scaled to minifigs. Oscillator room also is going to be smaller than minifig scale. It's just the buildings. I mean, it would take a lot to build a minifig scale building, really, of anything in Star Wars. So, you know. What other things do I like besides Star Wars? I collect all the modulars, so that's the big theme that I collect outside of Star Wars. I usually will get like super inspired by the superhero movies, the Marvel ones specifically, and buy like the superheroes, the Avengers sets or whatever, or just the general MCU sets. Spider-Man is my favorite superhero, so I'm actually super excited about those sets coming out. And that's pretty much it. It's a lot of Star Wars. Do I have any Funko Pops? No. I have no use for Funko Pops. Will I be doing any of the snowy terrain on the planet Starkiller Base? Yes. Most of Starkiller Base will be snow. There'll be a lot of snow.
Are you offering me a job?
I don't want to mislead anyone. I am not a big superhero fan by any means. I'm a very casual superheroes fan. Would I rather live on Mustafar or Hoth? That's a wonderful question. I don't know. Mustafar, I guess there's actual like establishments there, right? Other than a rebel base. I don't know. I'll go with Mustafar. Maybe it's slightly more developed. There's like droids taking care of the planet, you know? Do I care about PewDiePie versus T-Series? Absolutely not. Not at all. What's up? It's me, Minecraft. ARC 170's full name is Aggressive Reconnaissance 170 Starfighter. Wow. So are ARC troopers aggressive reconnaissance troopers? Stormy says he'd rather be in the super cold than the super hot. I'd rather be in the super hot. Super cold is deadly. Super hot is less deadly. Even though LEGO made Von Reich's tie, I still think they should make a regular interceptor. I agree with that. I know they're incredible mocks of it, but here in Brazil, it's hard to get the single pieces. Yeah, I can see why that would be problematic, yeah. I mean, I'm sure it'll happen at some point. We just recently got the first standard tie that we've gotten in forever, so I would say that we'll probably get, you know, a tie interceptor in the coming years. Says ARC troopers are advanced recon commandos. Okay. You can't make snow cones out of lava. Fair enough. You can make lava cones. Hey, what technique are you going to use for the snow? Are you going to go for tiles or slopes? It'll mostly be tiles. It'll be a lot of tiles. Then, of course, will be like hills and stuff like that. You know, like snow mounds, but generally tiles. Says if you die of heat, you'll be miserable, but if you die of cold, you'll be warm and tired when you die. Would I rather live on Mustafar or Sullust? Sullust, I'll take Sullust. Less lava. Do you remember what my first Lego Star Wars set was? I want to say Anakin's Starfighter. That's the one I can remember the furthest back to. Says it seems like a lot of your popular builds are grand scale dioramas like this one. Is that your personal preference or something you think is better for exposure since people are less likely? I'll wait for, I guess, the second half of that before I respond. Jakku or Tatooine? Tatooine. Jakku's pretty cool, don't get me wrong, but Tatooine is classic. To appreciate smaller mocks. No, it's really just, this is just what I like to do. I like to, like, I mean, it's really just a lack of restraint on my part. Like, if I want to build something, I want to build as much of it as possible. So it just kind of ends up being the case, like it needs to be a large scale mock. I still have, you know, a pretty big appreciation for smaller scale mocks. This is just what I like to do, though. It says Utapauans have 2 rows of teeth and have a raw meat diet. Well, I don't think Utapauans is an actual race, though. Like, there's the planet Utapau is a conjunction of the two main species who live there, the Utai and the Pauans. I think you're referring to the Pauans, the like Tian Madan looking people. You get to see AT-ATs being built. Exactly. You get to chill in the factory. How many streams are you making to destroy Vardos? I don't know. However many it takes to get done, I guess. I really should have brought like a brick separator over here. Jay, have you ever thought of building a Korriban mock? Yeah, I have actually. That's like one of my favorite locations from Knights of the Old Republic. But I don't know. It would be a while before I got to that. It'd be a cool mock to make though, especially all the like temples and stuff that you go into when you're there. How many mocks have I done? As for big mocks, it started with Scarif, then Crate, then Vardos, now Starkiller. Who are those weird boyos that followed Sheev in the original trilogy? Those were like the Imperial, what are they called? I forget their name. Like, are they like dignitaries or something like that? I forget their name. Says, oh yeah, the Utai are the goblin-looking dudes. Yeah, so the impression that I got that they're like usually the ones like made to do manual labor. Like when Obi-Wan gets there, like they command them like, oh, like gas up his ship or whatever. So I feel like the Utai are probably like the lesser species of the two. Appreciate that Smithers 9122. Says all this hype with the streams and update just for it to be destroyed. I honestly am shocked by the amount of people who get like upset when I have to take a mock apart. Like I'm building something new. Like I don't think you guys would appreciate it if I just built mocks and like just stopped for months at a time, so it can just sit here in this room. Like I do it mostly for you guys, like to have new content to do something new on my channel, and for me, I'm ready to build something new. Have ever considered going into other themes? As far as like big mocks, no, not really. I have way too many Star Wars mocks in my mind that I want to do eventually to even consider getting into other themes anytime soon. I'd love to do a Lego City at some point. Like that would be something that I would totally work on for a long time. But in the meantime, nah. Lego Soldier 82 says, alright, boyos, getting off. It's been a good night. Gonna miss Vardos. Will you plan to do another live stream? Yeah, there'll be plenty of these, guys. But yeah, see you, man. Take care. And also, thanks for those first order troops. I'm glad I can finally tell you why I need those. Like, you're going to help out with Starkiller Base so much, man. So thanks for everything. Why Star Wars? I love Star Wars. Star Wars is everything to me. If I had the space to store them, would I keep all my mocks together? So, yes, but I'd need that along with, like, enough money to buy parts all over again. Is like, I mean, obviously the space is a big part. Like, I need to build my other mock right here, but I also need a lot of the parts from this mock. So, in an ideal world, yes, I would just keep every mock together and then buy more parts out of stuff that I would need. Says J City would be epic, and so epic in my opinion. Yeah, dude, that's like, I mean, whenever I get in a position where I can, do multiple big mocks at a time, that is definitely going to be a goal of mine. Where did boyos come from? It is a quote from Jar Jar Binks in Star Wars Episode 1. Whenever he's on the Naboo Royal Starship, he walks into the room with all the droids and he's like, hello, boyos. And I brought that up on a stream one day and they were like, I mentioned I just mentioned the quote and we had just a great time laughing at it. So they just kind of stuck, Lego Soldier 2 says, I know, glad I was able to help you start Starkiller mock. You should have told me I'd have given you my first order of snowtroopers too. Do you have a lot of those? I mean, if you're willing to contribute those, I would certainly appreciate it. Creed says, the UT-AT unstable terrain artillery transport is a repulsor lift tank commissioned after a bridge collapsed due to the weight of walkers. Huh, interesting. I have no idea how many pieces I own, nor do I know how much it's worth. I have 10. Oh, okay. I mean, if you want to part ways with them, that's fine. But otherwise, no, it's no huge deal. They aren't super expensive on Bricklink, so I was planning on buying a bunch of them for Starkiller. I have a bunch too. Do I have any rare figures? The rarest like Star Wars figure I have is probably the Queen Amidala figure. I have her, Revan, TC-14, Chrome Stormtrooper. Other than that, not really. My collection of rare minifigures is sorely lacking. Julius says, for how long have I been collecting, buying, building Lego? Like hardcore and building mocks since 2013. That's when I started. Am I a part of a lug? Yes, I'm in a local lug called Tex Lug Houston. I live in Houston, Texas. Says I'd like to steal a mock of Carl Katarn's Moldy Crow. I don't know who built it, but I actually do know someone who built a really nice version of that. If you have an Instagram, message me on there and I can look and see where I found that. Because I think I saw it in person. It was at Legoland Star Wars Days whenever I went. Am I into the Star Wars comics? Not really, unfortunately. Says you don't have Darth Revan yeah, I have Revan, but no, I do not have the old Cloud City figures. Says I'll drop them off to you, bro. Other first order boys. Oh man, thank you so much, man. Well, take care. Take care, man. It's a pleasure having you. Favorite ship in Star Wars? Republic gunship. Easy. Says the Cloud City Boba the same in the UCS Cloud City. Cloud City Boba the same in the UCS Cloud City. So the original Cloud City Boba is no, it's not the same. Totally different. But for the Boba in Cloud City and the Slave One, yeah, I believe they're the same figure. They have a different, slightly different face though. All right, see ya, Galactic Breaks. Thanks for coming through, man. Tire Production says M&R I feel like owns most of the Lego Star Wars sets now, whether built or not. Yeah, he does. He's pretty close. I was talking to him the other day about that. And he's pretty close to having all of them. You and the Brick Vault team should team up on a mock. Have you seen their Yavin 4 mock? Yeah, I have. That'd be dope. They have like the best space situation for a mock. That'd be a good collab. What's up, Sellout Studios? Have drink tea the wise. That's like most of my old like childhood sets are in bags and in pieces, and I poached from them, and they're probably never gonna get built again. Like most of my collection seems to be getting devoted to mocks. Like I don't keep most of my sets built at this point. So Jay, you're a part of Tech Select. Do I know Joel Tyler by any chance? Yeah, I do actually. Yeah, we don't live in the same city, but I met him at Brick Fiesta last year. Am I going to get figs like the smooth hair Leia? Yep. Polis Massons have an osmotic membrane face. Wow. I love the fact that they're referred to as Polis Massons. Would I try building a minifig scale Galactic Assault Battlefront 2 mock? Like 1-to-1 scale? I don't know. Probably not. I mean, I would take inspiration from it for sure. I don't know. Is the Camino map a Galactic Assault map? That's probably the closest I would get to it. How many hours of a week are you building? I don't even know. A lot. A lot. So he's one of the first people I met in the community. Yeah, dude, he's really cool. Great mock builder as well. Can I do a trench run mock? Well, there's gonna be a trench run in the Starkiller Base mock, so there's that. Who's my favorite Jedi that not a lot of people know about? I love Zet Jukasa. He's the guy that jumps out whenever Bail Organa arrives to the temple. Zet Jukasa is the homeboy. He's also George Lucas's son, so that's something. Coleman Trevor. Coleman Trevor is a wimp. He just got so easily killed. Like, come on, bro. You can do better than that. Favorite Jedi is Jalen Rich Boy. He brings balance to the Force in more ways than I thought was possible. Cyber Production says, hold on. He says Coleman Trevor dies way too fast. That's like most of the Jedi in the prequels. Like, he died too fast. Kit Fisto died too fast. Who else was with Palpatine? Agent Kolar. Who else was with him? It's Kit Fisto, Agent Kolar. I mean, who else was with Mace Windu? Oh, what's his face? What the hell? Dude with the horns on his head. I should totally know this. Someone will comment it. C10, that's it. All three of them got... I feel like George Lucas went out of his way to make Jedi look like such wimps in the prequels. Like, they could have put up a bigger fight than that. I mean, yeah, I know it's the Emperor, but come on, dude. If you were Finn, would you rather go back to Jakku or be forced to like Rose? If I was Finn, I'm going for Rey, my original love. What's up, Chester Crab? And no, I have not seen a YouTuber, the Lore Master. Any tips to new Lego YouTubers? Build, and upload frequently, upload consistently. Says, yeah, they got smacked by Palps. Yeah, like, those are Jedi Masters. And once again, I understand it's the Emperor, right? But, like, he shouldn't have embarrassed them like that. Not with a lightsaber. Now, if he would have just, like, shocked them all to death with his Force Lightning, that I can buy into. But the fact that he just, like, stabs them all through the chest and they do nothing. They just kind of stand there. I don't like that. Like I said, it seems like George Lucas went out of his way in the prequels to make the Jedi look like wimps. How about this Chewbacca figure with the helmet on it though? Did you guys appreciate that Easter egg? That's probably like my favorite Easter egg that I've done. It says, have I designed and sold instructions before? If so, do a lot of people generally buy them? I just sell the LDD files of my stuff, and I've had a decent amount of people buy them. I've tried like doing the PDF book, and I mean for smaller builds it's pretty straightforward, but for bigger builds, I don't enjoy it. It's a lot of time. What I would generally do is just like go to my LED files, break them down into sections. That would make it easy for someone to go through with the LED like instructions generator. So yeah, I mean it's been worth it for me, definitely. Should have put the real old Stormtrooper helmet on Chewie. I mean I would have, but like my whole mock was using the new Stormtrooper helmets. I guess the Speedo Stormtrooper had the old helmet, but I don't know. I thought it was fine. The old helmet wasn't crucial for that joke. Palpatine Sentinel droid. Oh my, that would be such a hilarious figure. On to episode 4 facts. Tauntauns have oil glands located in their rear. Wow. If you want to know my next project, go watch my video titled New Mock Announcement. It says, one of my co-workers is a huge Star Wars fan who his wife would be. He chose Rey. I chose Ayla Secura. Ayla is Bayla. Rey is Bay too, but Rey is taken by a good friend of mine. A good friend of mine named FN2187. Will I make a Kashyyyk mock? Eventually, yeah. I'd love to do that. Palpatine. I'm weak. Don't let him kill me. Yeah, Palpatine was slick. Lego Spencer says favorite musician. I've been listening to a lot of Young Thug. Young Thug is up there for me. Right now, probably is my favorite musician. Do I think Jedi Bob should be canon? Why not? Sure. Generic Jedi. Cool with me. Go for it. What fairs do I go to? I go to Brick Fiesta, Brick Fair, Virginia, Brickwell, Chicago. Them be my spots. Jay, what's your favorite Twi'lek in Star Wars? I mean, I guess Hera is probably the most developed Twi'lek in Star Wars, so probably her. Are there any Lego conventions in Texas? Yes, Brick Fiesta. Go there. I'll be there with Starkiller Base. Do I think Lego's waiting to release another Republic gunship it's so closer to Clone Wars Season 7 because they broke the 5-year gap streak? Yeah, I think that'll probably coincide with Clone Wars. I really hope we get new ARC Troopers for the Clone Wars. I would really like that. Yeah, dude, come to Brick Fiesta. It's going to be in Austin this year. All right, cool. There's going to be some boyos at Brick Fiesta. Says, oof, I would have loved to meet you today. Got a picture with Brian with the cringiest smile ever. That is lovely. Did you get to meet the Brick Wiz too? We need a boyo base in your Starkiller Base walk. I'm still considering what I want to do for the lounge, but there will definitely be something along those lines. Says I need to see Starkiller in real life. I think you'll like it. I will forewarn you, it's not going to be 100% done, but there's going to be a significant portion of it finished for that convention. When and where is Brick Fiesta? It's in Austin, and it's 4th of July weekend. Austin, Texas. Hopefully they make Bad Batch minifigs for the new Clone Wars sets. Yeah, I hope we get just more clones. Just clones in general, I would appreciate. It's like, I don't know, we don't get enough new clones. Ryan says, I'm at Buffalo Wild Wings about to get a pretzel. That's the Ryan I know and love. Ryan is getting a pretzel, are you happy? See, that's what I like to hear. You guys should be at Hooters, but I'll settle for B-dubs. Jay, you must have not liked my Destroyer Droid mock. I didn't see a comment on Instagram. I'm so sorry. I totally meant to respond to you, dude. I've just been super busy this week, but I will actually comment on it because I did quite like the build. I'm so sorry, dude. Please forgive me. We will bring you back some food, don't worry. Bro, take me to Hooters. I want to go to Hooters. All right, see you at Grey Brick Productions. Hooters is... Bro, why are you hating on... You're just mad... If you went to Hooters with us at Brick Fair, Virginia, you would understand. Stop hating on Hooters. Can I have this? Matt, bro, next time we go to Hooters, if you say that, I will give you a clone battle pack. And yes, I will be going back to Brick Fair, Virginia this year. Jared, they still have Brick Fair Charlotte. You should definitely come next year. It was awesome. Yeah, I heard, man. I would have liked to have come. Just the timing didn't work out for me. Garrett, you're no fun. I'm sure whoever he tells that joke to will definitely appreciate it. If you had all the pieces in time you need, what's your absolute dream mock to build? Easily Geonosis. Geonosis has always been my dream mock, and I'll do it someday once the pieces are more readily available. What's up, Everything Battlefront? You should make a custom gunship. Republic gunship? I'd probably take a swing at that one day. Feels so good to be making progress towards Starkiller. Jay, make Jedi Bot moderator. If I could reach my computer right now, I would. I know you're a Star Wars channel, but would you ever take a project that's not Star Wars related, like Batman? Definitely not Batman, I can promise you that. But if I ever did like a large scale mock that wasn't Star Wars, it would be a city, a Lego city. Jedi Bob, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say none of those other channels appreciate you like I do. What was the $10 battle pack that you saw yesterday? Order a wireless mouse. I mean, I don't really need one. I guess clearly I need one right now. What about a Battle of Wakanda mock from Infinity War? I think Garrett was gonna do one of those, weren't you, Garrett? Garrett's far more likely to me to do a superhero mock. So if you want to see that, go annoy him about it. I'm sorry to hear that, Spencer. Says Lego should make it one poly bag with Dr. Afra, BT, and 000. That would be awesome. I feel like that's a little too niche even for them. Training break, yeah, I mean, George Lucas didn't care. In episode 3, it says there's heroes on... Well, no, is that episode... What episode is it where they say there's heroes on both sides? Is it episode... I feel like it's episode 3. Also, let's go build something YT. I don't think that's that great of a price for that battle pack. You can find that much cheaper than $10. Episode 3. Yeah, there you go. The prequels are riddled with awful dialogue in general, and also in the opening crawls. I don't know who Grant Davis is. Ula was kidnapped by a clan by Bib Fortuna, was trained by the other Twi'lek girls how to dance seductively. Jabba desired her, but she was like, nah. Wow. Good. She's too good for him. Red Ninja says, I hate it when I build a 300-piece mock and say that's great, then I go on YouTube and see great builders like you. I don't say that. Like I mentioned earlier, I definitely has a pretty big appreciation for smaller scale mocks. As seen in the Lego Star Wars mock showcase, most of the mocks I showcase there are pretty small scale stuff, and I feel like I geek out over them. It says Grant Davis, one of the designers of the pop-up book. He's also in Rebel Lug. Oh, okay. Do you have to pay money to showcase a mock at conventions? Yes. So what does Grant Davis's Star Destroyer look like? Alright, see ya. Let's build something. How much? Depends on the convention. You want to go on their website and look it up. Generally, it's like 50 to 80 bucks, though. Says it looks like a Star Destroyer. Of course. Grant built Ray scavenging. Oh, okay. I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay, yeah, dude, that thing is amazing. Okay, I know exactly what that is. Jeez. Oh, sweet, Hunter. I can't wait to check it out, man. Okay, I know what Grant's video is. I know exactly what that is. You could have been a little bit more descriptive than just calling it a Star Destroyer mock. Would I make a Halo mock? No. Not at all. Not at all. Alright, see you, Sarah Productions, and no worries, man. It's all good. Halo wasn't your dream mock. I know it's David's dream mock, but unfortunately it's not mine. If you guys want to see a Halo mock, ask Garrett. He's a huge Halo fan. Happy Boy says you gotta do Mimbon for a future mock. I'm surprised at how often that gets recommended. Just push Vardos off your table. Never again. Never again. Will you ever do a large-scale Clone Wars mock? Absolutely. What's my favorite dessert? Chocolate chip cookies. Easy. Keep it simple. I like cheesecake too. Oh, so many tiles. Yeah, bro. Brick World Chicago is going to be lit. Who in the chat's going to be at Brick World Chicago? Any book recommendations? Maybe preferably Star Wars books. I've read 2 Star Wars books, Bloodline and Catalyst, and I'd recommend both of them. They were both dope. I've heard like amazing things about the new Padme book, so maybe check that out. It's more relevant / recent. Say it again. How many stormtroopers do I have? A lot. Standard ones are first order. First order, like maybe 300, maybe 400. Spencer's gonna be at Chicago, Virginia. Bricks in the 6th in Toronto this summer. It's a packed summer. Are you? I mean, you're in like SoCal, right? So I guess Bricks by the Bay is maybe a pretty big drive for you. Did you go to Bricks LA? Droopy McCool is a Kytonak that doesn't realize the name Max Rebo gave him. He doesn't fit in with the rest of the band, but doesn't notice as he plays his tunes. Okay. He's just doing his own thing. Do I like the new Star Wars books from Disney? Personally, you hate them. Wow. All of them? There's some pretty good books. I mean, they're not by Disney. They're just during the Disney era. There's a lot of great writers out there. There's some good new Star Wars books, in my opinion. So much bad dialogue in the prequels. Episode 1, Panaka. I do not agree with the Jedi on this. No change of expressions and no pause. Qui-Gon, Your Highness, you must trust my judgment. Scene ends. We can't take Your Highness there. The Hutts are gangsters. I've been to Bricks by the Bay the last 7 years. I don't think I'm going this year. I've been to Bricks LA as a guest, but there's no one I know that goes to either of them, so no fun. Brick Plumber usually goes to Bricks LA, doesn't he? I guess maybe he only went those couple of years, actually. I don't know how often he goes there. Star Wars books are the best thing in recent years, besides the new canon. Yeah, there's been some pretty amazing Star Wars books recently, especially the audiobooks. Oh my god, lovely. He is also lonely for company from his own species, so he claims that he has heard faint sounds of Kydonax out in the dunes. Wow. So you said in your announcement video that you had built the bridge Han death scene. How much greebling are you planning to do back in there? A lot. A lot. I don't even want to think about that right now, but yeah, the walls are going to have to be super detailed. Alright, so I'm thinking I'm going to have to actually bring the stream to a close. I'm going to have to get up pretty early tomorrow and take my brother to a basketball game. And I don't want to be too tired for that. So that is going to bring us to the conclusion of this stream. This was really fun. I always have a pleasure talking to you guys about Star Wars and things such as that. And, I mean, there's going to be plenty more of these. Obviously, I have a lot more to sort. I'm glad what I got done. Got my water studs packed away. Got some tiles taken apart and other things like that. So, this is going to be my life for the next 2 weeks. Hopefully, I can just trudge through this so I can dive right into Starkiller Base very, very soon. So, thanks to all of you for tuning in. It was a pleasure. You guys make this process a lot more fun than it would otherwise be, so I really appreciate that. And I hope that you join me again soon. And shout out to Makita Gut for the last minute donation. Appreciate that. He says, in memoriam of Vardos. Awesome job. Thank you so much. That really does mean a lot. So, yeah, that's what I got for you guys. So, I'm actually going to have to get up and turn the stream off. Ugh. Ugh. Are these daily? No. No, they will not be. I still have plenty of other content to drop. I got, tomorrow, I'm going to do the Your Questions Answered. Monday, going to resume with the Lego Star Wars mock showcase. So you guys should definitely tune into that. I got some cool mocks to show off. And really just trying to get my channel back in the groove of the daily uploads. So, yeah. Peace out to all of you guys.